Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Severe thunderstorms in the Mid-South to the Ohio Valley may produce some tornadoes, strong winds, large hail, and heavy to excessive rain. In Hawaii, the combination of the powerful Hurricane Dora well to the south and strong high pressure to the north is producing strong dry winds and critical fire weather threats across the islands. Closer to home, scattered mountain and isolated scattered lowland storms are going to be possible in the afternoons. Gusty winds and locally heavy rain will be the main concerns. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. There's going to be a county commission meeting this morning at 9. They'll be discussing the 2025 to 29 Infrastructure Capital Improvement Plan, a resolution that finds a structure at 25 Roadrunner Lane a nuisance and asking for its removal, and an approval to schedule and advertise a public hearing to consider Ordinance 23-02 to raise the county unrestricted gross receipts tax. There are other issues as well, and we'll bring you some audio from the meeting on tomorrow's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. Local government positions need to be filled at the next City of Alamogordo regular local election. That's on November 7th. Every position is a 4-year term. At last check, these commissioners are expected to run for re-election, but if you feel like you can do a better job, you are welcome to run. District 1, Commissioner Nick Paul. District 3, Commissioner Carl Melton. District 5, Commissioner Sharon McDonald. And District 6, Commissioner Dusty Wright. To declare a candidacy for these positions, you must be a resident of New Mexico, and you must reside in the district you're seeking to run for. Republican Party of Otero County Vice Chair Josh Beasley spoke with Crazy Radio.
Now is your chance to make a change. If you don't like the way our city, our county, our state, our nation is going, the only way to change it is to get up, get involved, be part of the solution. We got positions available.
All declarations of candidacies must be filed in the office of the Otero County Clerk on August 29th between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. All declarations of candidacy for official write-in candidates must be filed in the office of the County Clerk September 5th from the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Alamogordo Center of Commerce will remain closed the remainder of the week due to unforeseen circumstances affecting the staff. Employees will be working remotely to ensure your needs are still met as efficiently as possible. If you do require assistance, please don't hesitate to email Shayella at alamogordo.com. That's Shayella at alamogordo.com. Keep Tularosa Beautiful is meeting up on September 23rd for Cleanup Day at the Tularosa Truck Stop from 9 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. Water, vests, trash grabbers, gloves, and bags will be provided. If you have any questions, please send an email to keeptularosabeautiful at yahoo.com or Keep Tularosa Beautiful on Facebook. The Alamogordo Animal Control Facility will remain closed for continued maintenance and expected to reopen today at noon.
It's a possibility.
We are taking wagers. The purpose of the Children's Music Theater of Alamogordo is to bring art and theater literacy to the young people in the community by giving them the experience of performing live theater, dance, and music on stage. The Children's Music Theater of Alamogordo's Fall 2023 show will be The Wizard of Oz. Workshops and auditions will be at the Flickinger Center for Performing Arts. On August 14th, 6 p.m., there's going to be a free How to Audition workshop. If you've never auditioned before, you probably want to take part in that workshop. On August 15th and 17th at 6 p.m., auditions will be held, open to children aged 7 to 17. The show's run will be November 3rd through the 11th. And if you'd like to save time for your audition, you can print out the audition form and have it filled out and ready to go when you come to the theater. That audition form is located on alamogordotownnews.com. Well, today's Thursday. Let's go now to Pastor Warren Robinson for his inspirational moment.
Just a brief look at the news, just a brief look at society, just a brief look at people's behavior before COVID, during COVID, and after COVID. It seems like the world has shown so little respect. Here's how you can show respect. Look at a person's face when talking or listening to them. Show up at events on time. Say please and thank you and excuse me as needed. Speak kindly. Let the other person go first. Apologize when you offend others. Don't crowd people's space. Wait patiently. Keep your promises. Take people's requests Seriously, leave things better than how you found them. Be mindful of other people's property and privacy. From the book Mother of Three, this is Warren Robinson, The Inspirational Moment.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
AlamogordoTownNews.com is a locally owned website featuring local news matters from a local perspective that affects you, and we bring it to you directly. Plus, local sports, cultural arts, and events. Online, AlamogordoTownNews.com. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
One of the teens connected with the killing of 19-year-old Alana Gamboa in Albuquerque will be held until trial. Police say 15-year-old Nicholas McClendon admitted to shooting and killing Alana Gamboa on July 4th. Investigators believe Gamboa wanted to sell marijuana vape pens, but another teen, 14-year-old Lorenzo Lovato, set her up to rob her. He, too, has been arrested. The Border Patrol says they rescued 5 illegal migrants and 4 American children from a southern New Mexico stash house. The sector chief said a 6-year-old called 911 on Monday and said her mother had left her alone in the house. When the Sunland Park Police Department arrived, they found 9 people staying in deplorable conditions. No other information has been shared. An El Paso woman is facing federal conspiracy charges in connection with an alleged scheme to transport illegal migrants to Albuquerque. Jennifer Cabral, age 18, was one of 2 drivers stopped at a U.S. Border Patrol checkpoint west of Las Cruces last week after one of their passengers failed to declare their citizenship. Court records show that Cabral's Honda Odyssey and a Dodge Durango that closely followed her vehicle were allegedly transporting 17 illegal migrants from a house in El Paso to a gas station in Albuquerque. Cabral allegedly told investigators that she was transporting migrants on behalf of a man to whom she owes money. She stated she has transported illegal migrants for her employer on 4 prior occasions and that she gets paid for each client that makes it past Border Patrol checkpoints. Cabral allegedly told investigators that a 3rd driver would precede the 2-vehicle caravan at the checkpoint and would instruct her to either keep going or return to El Paso. Cabral had a detention hearing this past Friday before U.S. Magistrate Judge Gregory Forot in Las Cruces. At that time, federal prosecutors say they consider Cabral a flight risk and requested she remain detained. Cabral has resided in El Paso for the past 3 years, but has significant ties to Mexico, and she has crossed the U.S.-Mexico border 15 times in July alone. Cabral remained in federal custody as of yesterday morning, and there was no immediate word on the other driver. Las Cruces police say 34-year-old Raymond Carrillo is responsible for burglarizing a First Light Federal Credit Union branch early yesterday morning. When officers arrived, they found an undisclosed amount of cash that had been stolen. Police reviewed surveillance video from the credit union to identify Carrillo. They issued a warrant for his arrest and took him into custody yesterday afternoon. Officials booked Carrillo in the Donna Ana County Detention Center without bond, charging him with felony counts of non-residential burglary, breaking in and entering, and larceny. The armorer facing criminal charges in the deadly Rust movie set shooting waived her arraignment yesterday and entered a written plea of not guilty to charges of involuntary manslaughter as well as tampering with evidence. Prosecutors accuse Hannah Gutierrez of negligence in her duties as the weapon expert on the New Mexico film set when a prop gun loaded with a real bullet was fired and killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins on October 21st of 2021. Alec Baldwin was handling the gun and had it in his hands when it fired. He still denies pulling the trigger. Nevertheless, charges against Baldwin were dismissed earlier this year. District Court Judge Mary Marlowe Summer set the trial dates of December 6th through the 15th in the State versus Hannah Gutierrez case. Jury selection will begin in person on December 5th. More details about the trial are expected to be discussed on October 26th. President Joe Biden arrived in the land of enchantment, and yesterday he said that he's going to be granting assistance for people sickened by exposure to radiation during the nuclear weapons testing, including New Mexico, where the world's first atomic bomb was detonated in 1945. Democratic Senator Ben Ray Lujan of New Mexico spoke on how the first bomb was tested on soil just south of where the event was being held. Yeah, 150, 160 miles or so south? Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham commented on families not getting the help they deserved and how New Mexico was left out of the original legislation. This is what the president had to say.
I'm prepared to help in terms of making sure that those folks are taken care of, by the way.
The president spoke mainly on Bidenomics, also known as Bidenflation. And how could we ever make it without Washington and Santa Fe? Well, the governor feels that this nation needs a strong central government.
For believing in the America that's always been there, but required a federal leader, a courageous partner, so that the private sector could see what we see.
I can't tell you on how many levels that philosophy is wrong, nor do I have the time. I have more faith in you, the individual, than those who have their heads in the clouds. Some 74% of young people in America believe gun violence is a problem. 60% want to see stricter gun laws. That's according to a new report from American University, Everytown for Gun Safety, and the Southern Poverty Law Center. 3 very notorious anti-gun establishments. More now from Roz Brown.
Researchers polled a nationally representative sample of more than 4,100 people ages 14 to 30. Wyatt Russell with American University says this generation, raised in an era where mass shootings are ubiquitous, says school safety is a major concern and is associated with negative mental health outcomes.
The average young person knows at least one other person who's been injured or killed by a gun. We've seen an astonishingly high 25% of youth have been in an active shooter lockdown, not a drill, a lockdown.
Opponents of stricter gun laws cite concerns about personal freedom and self-defense. Using data from 2021, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention placed New Mexico third among states with the highest total rates of gun-related deaths, counting murders, suicides, and all other categories, with almost 28 per 100,000 people. Russell notes the survey found that a young person's access to guns, identification with gun culture, and exposure to media relating to guns correlated with support for male supremacy, belief the Second Amendment gives individuals the right to overthrow the government, higher levels of racial resentment, and post-traumatic stress disorders.
We're working to develop some inoculation strategies to help young people stop harmful mis- and disinformation, conspiratorial thinking, and supremacist ideologies that can influence gun violence, more specifically extremist violence as well.
The child firearm mortality rate doubled in the U.S. between 2013 and 2021, from nearly 2 to nearly 4 deaths per 100,000 people. I'm Roz Brown reporting.
The fact is, young people are being fed inaccurate information when it comes to handguns and other weapons. They're being taken in by a wave of, we need more government control to be safe. You cannot trade liberty for safety. You end up with neither. Weather's coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
The Alamogordo Center of Commerce presents the 3rd annual Tularosa Basin Open Golf Tournament, Saturday, August 26th at Desert Lakes Golf Course, featuring celebrity guest John Carlos. Contact the Center of Commerce today to sponsor our guest speaker, breakfast and lunch, golf handbag, and more. Golfers, call Desert Lakes at 575-439-0290 to secure your spot in the 4-man scramble best ball tournament. See you on the green.
Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies with a 20% chance of showers and storms. Partly cloudy tonight with a 30% chance of showers and storms. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a 40% chance of showers and storms. Your high today in the basin, 97. Low tonight, 72. High tomorrow, 98 degrees. In Cloudcroft, mostly sunny skies with a 30% chance of showers and storms. Mostly clear tonight with a 30% chance of showers and storms. Mostly sunny tomorrow. Showers and storms are likely. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 77. Low tonight, 51. High tomorrow, 76 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. We've also launched the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel, which will feature our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. That concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.